This recording is published by Langogh, 2025. This recording is copyright. This is the IELTS listening test. You will hear a number of different recordings and you will have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions and you will have a chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. You will hear a conversation between two or more people. You will be asked to answer questions based on the conversation. You will have 30 seconds to read the questions before the recording begins. Now listen carefully and answer questions. Hey Ben, have you looked at the elective options for next semester yet? Registration opens tomorrow and I'm still deciding between a few courses.
I've been researching them all week actually. There are so many interesting options this time around. I'm particularly drawn to the environmental policy course, but I'm concerned about the heavy reading load and those complex policy documents everyone mentions.
I understand your concern. That course does require substantial reading, but the content is genuinely fascinating. I'm leaning toward digital marketing myself because it offers practical skills applicable to multiple industries, which could really enhance my career prospects.
That's a smart choice, especially considering how digital platforms dominate modern business. Have you considered the data analytics course? I've heard it's incredibly valuable, though quite challenging.
I have, but honestly, I'd recommend taking the introductory statistics course first if you're interested in data analytics. The mathematical foundation really helps with understanding the more advanced concepts they cover.
Good point. What about professors? I've been reading reviews and Professor Martinez seems exceptional. She emphasizes interactive discussions and real-world applications rather than just lecturing, which really appeals to my learning style.
Professor Martinez is outstanding. I had her for an introductory course last year and her teaching methodology transformed how I approach complex problems. She creates such an engaging classroom environment.
That settles it then. I'm definitely registering for her section. Are you considering any arts-based electives? I noticed the creative writing workshop is being offered again.
Actually yes, the creative writing workshop interests me greatly. It provides valuable feedback through peer review sessions, which I think would significantly improve my communication skills. Those skills transfer well to business writing too.
I hadn't thought about the transferable skills aspect. That's quite insightful. The workshop format does encourage collaborative learning, which is beneficial for professional development beyond just creative pursuits.
Exactly my thinking. Taking electives really allows us to explore interests outside major requirements while building diverse skill sets for career flexibility. That's one major advantage of our university's flexible curriculum structure.
Absolutely. I'm also considering international relations, though balancing theoretical frameworks with current global events presents quite a challenge according to students who've taken it previously.
International relations is demanding but rewarding. Professor Chen structures the course brilliantly, connecting historical context with contemporary issues. The weekly discussion seminars are particularly enriching.
How do you manage the workload though? Between my major courses and part-time job, I'm worried about overcommitting. Assignment frequency and deadlines are crucial factors I need to consider.
Time management becomes essential. I carefully evaluate each course's syllabus beforehand, checking assignment distribution throughout the semester. It's important to balance with existing commitments and part-time work rather than overwhelming yourself.
Sound advice. I should probably limit myself to one intensive elective per semester then. What about the philosophy of science course? The description sounds intriguing.
Philosophy of science challenges your fundamental assumptions about knowledge and scientific methodology. Professor Williams facilitates extraordinary debates that really make you question established paradigms. Be prepared for intensive critical thinking exercises though.
That sounds intellectually stimulating. How are assessments structured in that course? I prefer courses with diverse evaluation methods rather than relying solely on final examinations.
Williams uses varied assessment approaches including research papers, presentation projects, and philosophical arguments rather than traditional exams. Each assignment builds upon previous work, creating cohesive intellectual development throughout the semester.
That assessment structure appeals to me significantly. Continuous evaluation reduces exam pressure while promoting deeper engagement with course material. I'm adding that to my shortlist.
Wise choice. Have you explored the social entrepreneurship course? It combines business principles with social impact initiatives, which aligns well with contemporary career trends toward purpose-driven organizations.
I glanced at it briefly. The course includes a practical component where students develop actual social enterprise proposals, correct? That hands-on experience would be tremendously valuable for future entrepreneurial ventures.
Precisely. Students collaborate with local non-profit organizations, addressing genuine community needs while applying theoretical frameworks. Several past projects have actually secured funding and launched successfully.
That's remarkable. Real-world application makes academic learning so much more meaningful and memorable. The networking opportunities with community organizations would be beneficial too.
Definitely. Those professional connections often lead to internship opportunities or recommendation letters for graduate applications. Building relationships beyond campus significantly enhances educational value.
I'm starting to see how strategic elective selection contributes to long-term career planning rather than just fulfilling graduation requirements. This conversation has been incredibly helpful for clarifying my priorities.
I'm glad we discussed this thoroughly. What's your final decision then? Which courses are you planning to register for tomorrow when the system opens?
I'm committing to environmental policy with Professor Martinez, and I'll add either philosophy of science or social entrepreneurship as my second elective, depending on schedule compatibility with my major requirements.
Excellent choices. Both complement environmental policy well. Philosophy enhances critical analysis skills while entrepreneurship provides practical implementation frameworks. Check prerequisites carefully though.
Good reminder. I'll verify all requirements tonight and set my alarm early tomorrow. Registration fills quickly for popular professors, so logging in precisely at opening time maximizes course availability.
Smart strategy. I'm setting multiple alarms myself. Competition for Professor Martinez's sections is particularly fierce, so having backup options prepared prevents last-minute panic if your first choice fills immediately.
I've created a prioritized list with alternative sections and backup professors just in case. Preparation eliminates registration stress considerably. What time does the system open exactly?
Registration begins at exactly 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. The registrar's office recommends having your course codes ready and multiple browser tabs open to improve efficiency during the initial rush.
Perfect. I'll have everything prepared tonight. This discussion has really clarified my academic direction for next semester. Choosing electives strategically rather than randomly makes such difference.
Visit langogh.com to view the answers to these questions or to access more tests.